Hey, it's April. I'm checking in on a Friday morning and feeling pretty calm today, which is my norm. How are you? I pray that all is well with you. And if it isn't, I pray that it gets better really soon. I had a couple thoughts about the way that people interact with each other. I had a mentor that I learned under when I wanted to know how to be a pastor. And I had a lot of responsibilities. I had a house full of children, and I had a children's minister position at the church, and I also had a daycare worker's part-time position at the church. So in all of that, I wanted to make visits with the pastor to be there for the parishioners. When it came time to be there for a certain thing, I was tired. Between my children and the part-time job and the other responsibilities, my body was exhausted and I went to bed. I saw him the next morning and he said something that stuck with me forever till this day, and this was many years ago. You can pretend to care, but you can't pretend to be there. And I see this echoing in my ministry and in my life, the wisdom in that. At a certain point, for instance, I was developing a friendship with another lady years ago, and our friendship stopped growing because of the same thing. I was tired, and when it came time to be there for her birthday, I didn't show up. And that said to her, she doesn't care enough to be there when it's important to you. And understandably, she pulled away from me at that point. And I'm saying now that people can see what you're not saying by your actions. You could pretend to care. You could show empathy with your words, but you can't pretend that you're somewhere that you're not. Okay? And not being there at key points says to the other person, I don't really care. And when someone is very observant, analytical, intuitive, they can feel and smell over time when you're not really empathetic toward them, when you don't really care how they feel. Because at certain times when you're saying, I feel like this, I feel like that, I really need you here, and stuff like that, when you're not really listening to them, and when you do not physically show up, you're giving messages without talking. You're giving how you really feel without saying it. And an intuitive person will pick up on that. Oh, every time I'm saying how I feel about this subject, they go quiet, they disappear. Every time I need something, and it's really important to me, they're not there. What are they saying to me? It's not rocket science. It's not algebra even. 2 plus 2 equals 4. And I'm reluctant to even say that because there are people who will take this, manipulators who will take this and find new ways to pretend to feel a way that they don't really feel. And I think it's sad, and I wish that only people with great hearts would hear these kind of messages, But unfortunately, narcissists and manipulators who don't have any empathy in their hearts will sometimes listen to these messages and find new ways to trick people into doing what they want, and it's really sad. So my prayer today is that people who are good-hearted, who really just want support from other good-hearted people, will find each other. That good-hearted people will find each other, and that people who don't really care will also find each other, and things will balance themselves out, and that the will of God will be done for everyone. For surely God cannot be mocked. Wanting fruit from something you did not sow mocks God. Wanting good things when you're sowing bad things is very unnatural, and it can't last. Lasting fruit comes from reaping exactly what you sowed. That fruit will remain. The other things, it's stolen fruit. And the fruit from being a manipulator and a narcissist is rotten fruit. Well, that's all I really had to say about that. Now, I bless your weekend for signs and wonders. I bless your body with peace. May every cell in your body react to my voice and receive peace, the shalom of the Lord, with nothing missing and nothing broken. Amen.